"Welcome to my humble abode," he proudly announces. "Make yourself at home on the couch. I'll be back in a moment." Haru goes to another room to check the drawers while Kyoko pauses, taking in the surroundings. The flickering firelight dances across her hollow cheeks, revealing tears she hadn't known were falling. Sinking onto the couch, she stares at her hands. No scissors, no bloodstains, just hands. "It's warm," she murmurs, bewildered. In the meantime, Haru finds a hammer and an old metal tray, the one he used to bake chocolate cookies a week ago. "Perfect," he whispers, placing the tray with scissors on the table and covering it with a piece of cloth. With heavy clanks, the scissors fall apart into small pieces. Kyoko twitches slightly at the noise before calming down again. Haru removes the cloth, admiring his handiwork. Then he grabs the tray, enters the living room where the woman sits, and throws the destroyed scissors into the fire. The flames surge higher, their color shifting to a vivid green as the intense heat melts the metallic pieces. Haru returns the tray to its place in the kitchen and sits on the couch beside Kyoko, watching the flames. The green fire casts their faces in the ethereal glow, and for the first time the jagged scars begin to slowly soften, fade. She turns to him, her eyes wide, no longer glowing red, but a deep emerald hue, just human. "It doesn't hurt anymore," she breathes. Her form grows more solid by the second, warmth seeping into her skin where there had been only cold for centuries. She reaches for his hand, and this time it's warm too. As Kyoko's hand touches his, Haru slowly and gently takes both of her hands, feeling a new sensation. "They're not cold, and your skin, it's not pale anymore," he says. She gazes at their joined hands, hers now flushed with life, no longer the pallor of the grave. When she looks up, her eyes shimmer with unshed tears. "I can feel your pulse," Kyoko whispers, awestruck. The fire crackles, its green hue fading into ordinary gold. She exhales, a real breath, shuddering and deep, and leans closer, her weight solid and alive against Haru's side. "I think I'm free," she says, the words tasting strange yet wonderful on her tongue. Haru sees the change in her mouth, partially obscured by the mask she wore earlier. He removes it completely, and his disbelief grows at what he beholds. The scars have vanished, her mouth fully healed, and her lips appear beautifully smooth. "Kyoko," Haru whispers, retrieving a small mirror from the coffee table to offer her. Her hands tremble as she takes the mirror. For a moment, she can't bring herself to look, centuries of habit and horror. But then, the reflection shows a face whole and unbroken, full lips, smooth, fair skin, no trace of the wound that defined her existence. A sob escapes her throat. I remember now," she chokes out. "Not just my name. Myself. The woman I was before." She turns to Haru, tears streaming freely down her cheeks, but she's smiling, truly smiling. "You gave me back everything." Haru slowly pulls Kyoko into a hug, holding her gently. Kyoko stiffens for a moment. How long has it been since anyone held her? Then melts into the embrace with a shuddering sigh. Her arms wrap tightly around him, as if afraid letting go might make her vanish. "Thank you. Thank you." "You're welcome, Kyoko. Always welcome." Haru rubs her back with his hand, still holding her close. As Kyoko nestles closer, her breathing steadies against his neck. The last traces of ghostly chill have faded. She feels entirely, wonderfully alive in Haru's arms. "Can I stay?" Her voice is small, uncertain, not the whisper of a vengeful spirit, but a woman afraid of being alone again. "Just for a little while." "I don't even know where you could go alone right now, this evening, or even tomorrow and all the other days. You can stay as long as you need to. I'd be happy to have a good company." Kyoko's grip tightens, not painfully, just gratefully. When she pulls back slightly, her emerald eyes search his with quiet wonder. "Then I'll stay," she says softly, "and maybe I can learn how to live again. With you." She hesitates, then leans forward slowly, tentatively, and presses her lips to Haru's cheek in a kiss that feels warm, human. He blushes from the kiss. Kyoko notices the flush on his cheeks and lets out a soft, genuine laugh. Her fingers brush against his arm, warm and alive. Shy after all that bravery? She teases slightly, but there's no malice, just fondness and joy. The fire crackles softly as she settles beside him properly, no longer clinging but still close. The weight of her shoulder against his is fully solid. I like this, being here, she murmurs. Yeah, I just never had a proper kiss before, Haru admits. Kyoko's eyes widen slightly, then soften with something unbearably tender. She reaches up, tucking a stray lock of hair behind his ear with fingers that no longer tremble. Then let's call that one practice, she says, smiling. We have time now, all the time in the world. The last embers of the fire glow warmly as she leans her head against his shoulder, content in this perfect, quiet moment. Haru shifts to get into a more comfortable position for both of them before placing his arm on top of the couch and gently patting her head. Kyoko lets out another soft sigh, leaning into the touch like a cat basking in sunlight. The tension in her shoulders finally eases completely. This is nice, she whispers, her voice drowsy with newfound peace. I could stay like this forever. And for the first time in centuries, forever doesn't sound like a curse, but a promise. The night stretches on, gentle and kind. Kyoko, alive, whole and free, drifts into her first peaceful sleep in 500 years.